And here is the majestic ship Makefjell again. It took them a little bit of time to get this off the sandbar. And of course, in the meantime, Dad's taking movies of anything he can see. My mom's mother died when my mom was only 9 years old. Her grandfather died the month before. This Coast Guard boat is going out to check things out, and I do believe my dad is on here. If you look really quick, keep your eyes to the left, you're going to see some guys, and you're going to see a guy with a mustache. There he is in wetsuit. It's only there for a second, but that was my daddy. They were taking him out to do his thing, to check out the bottom of the boat, make sure it was still seaworthy. There's Dad coming down the steps, getting ready to jump in, check things out. There you're going to see a lot of faces on here. I don't have a clue who they are. David or Cheryl, if either of you remember anybody, let me know, please. Brother Bob, who we will meet later on in the movies, was my mom's son by her first marriage. David and I belonged to my dad and my mom. Then after Mom and Dad divorced and Dad remarried, Mary has Rob. She had Lance, whom my dad adopted, and together they have Matthew. You're not going to see any of them on these because these were all older. That is my dad hanging on to that rope, talking about what's going on the side of the ship. I'm assuming that it's my mom taking pictures now because obviously Dad's in the water. My mom had never had any other siblings, but she had lots of cousins, and we'll see a couple of them in here. Maybe not on this reel, but before too long. This is the last reel of the Makefjell. There's Dad's flippers. I remember my dad's diving suit being in the back room, and it looked like a monster. This is not his deep diving suit. He had one that had a big helmet that went over his head also. And I don't know how many times my dad dived, but I do remember him diving for the Peggy, which we will be seeing here very soon. My dad was in the National Guard during the time that the Korean War was going on, but he never left the States. He was in Kentucky, I believe, most of the time. He worked on big machinery, big tanks. I have a picture of him with a tank laying on its side, and he's standing in front of it with one of his buddies. For the longest time, I could not figure out what he was standing in front of until I realized it was the tracks, the bottom tracks of that tank. And there's the ship, still stuck, but not for too long, much longer.